Hey oil campers, it's Kendra. I'm so excited to talk to you today about Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil. doTERRA has recently changed the name to just tea tree oil, and so don't get confused by that. Both names are on the label now. And Melaleuca, or tea tree, is in these two blends. Purify, which is our cleansing blend. Can you see that? I use Purify in my laundry a lot on my dryer balls. And the other one is Breathe blend, which is also known as the respiratory blend. The other name for Purify is cleansing blend. I don't know if I mentioned that. Because in your book, you'll have just the generic name, not the brand name. It's important to understand that. Okay, so let's talk about Melaleuca, or tea tree. The top properties of tea tree oil is that it's an antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiviral, an analgesic, and a decongestant, which makes sense why it's in Breathe. And it's just so versatile. I was writing down some of the different things in the book, and I'm like, wow, I've actually used it for a lot of these things, not all of them, but now I have even more ideas of how I can use it. So topically, you'll use Melaleuca for things like cuts and wounds on your skin. It's a really good disinfectant for that. You can also use it right on like acne spots. It's great to clear up your skin. Cankers and cold sores, I've used it for that as well. Athlete's foot, it's great. You can actually use it two ways. You can either dilute it and put it on topically on the affected area, and I would do both actually. If you're attacking athlete's foot, you can take it in a capsule and attack it internally as well, because that's really powerful. You can add it to your shampoo, and it will help with dandruff, scabies, or lice, which awesome, right? To get rid of it. Ear infections, I've used it for this countless times. So I will put Melaleuca, a drop of Melaleuca and a drop of lavender oil on a cotton ball, and I'll break it in half. I'll break it in half first, and then I'll put it on there, and I'll do both ears, even if only one is hurting, because everything's connected in your body, and so it's easy for it to travel from one ear to the next. So I will put one drop of each of those oils on a cotton ball, and then rub it around the ear and behind the ear, and do that a few times, and also down the neck, because you've got your lymph nodes down here, right? So you'll do both ears, and then I will do it as an adult, but I'll sleep with it overnight. It will kind of dry out your skin though, because it is pretty potent, but it's always gone in the morning, and I just deal with a little bit of dry skin the next couple of days. But you don't have to do that. You can just put it in for an hour or even less probably and be just fine. For kids, if they're not going to let you put that in there, then just rub the ear more often with those oils. Sore throat, so I have a leader, I think it's Maggie, that told me this trick. She will put Melaleuca right on her throat, and she will immediately start to feel better with that. You could also put it in a little bit of water and gargle with it. If you have a sore throat, that can also ease the pain of that. Acne, I think I mentioned that one already. Just put it right on the affected area. And then pink eye is another one I've used it for, and I'll just put Melaleuca and lavender, again, the two together, and I'll do a figure 8 around the eyes. And do this, if one kid has it, just do it on all the kids and the adults, because it will help everybody stay well, because pink eye can be contagious. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it, but maybe. But if you just do that every hour or two, it will work, I promise. I've done it. We did this years ago. Internally, you can, like I said, gargle with it for sore throat. I probably use Melaleuca the most for the following issue though. So if I think I'm gonna get sick, or if because someone else around me is sick, or if I'm starting to feel like something is trying to settle in, I will take a capsule. See, I've got my veggie caps here. You guys can buy these on doTERRA. They're just empty capsules, and you can make your own antibiotic or antiviral. And I'll do 2 drops of Melaleuca, 2 drops of oregano, 2 drops of On Guard, and 2 drops of lemon. And I'll take that internally every about 3 hours. And in between those, I'll take either an On Guard Plus soft gel or a beadlet or something. So I'm doing something, you know, about every hour. But Melaleuca and oregano, especially together, they are a powerhouse. I learned this from Dr. Stoyer, who is an oral surgeon. I almost said orthopedic, but I knew it was the mouth. So an oral surgeon, and he said that some bacteria gets really strong, like a diabetic ulcer will have this type of bacteria because they become resistant to antibiotics per se, or it's just a bacteria that's, it's resistant and it's just lasting a long time. So what happens is a biofilm will get created around that bacteria that we don't have any medications that can penetrate that. And so Melaleuca can actually penetrate that biofilm, and then the oregano goes in there and destroys the bad bacteria. So they are a great team. So I always put those two together in a capsule. And then let me make sure I got it all. You can also use it for cavities and gum disease. You can do it topically and or internally. And then I was just going to mention one more thing. I teach the aroma touch technique, and we use Melaleuca in that technique instead of oregano because Dr. Hill wanted something nearly as effective as oregano, because Melaleuca is dang close, but it's also very mild and it doesn't smell nearly as strong as oregano. So we use that in the aroma touch technique instead of something like oregano that we're all used to being like the powerhouse antiviral antibiotic. But Melaleuca is really, really up there as well. So have confidence using it. It's pretty mild smelling and it's really mild on the skin. You can put it on neat, meaning you don't have to dilute it. I always recommend diluting oils though, because you never know if it's going to be sensitive to your skin, but also it helps it go into the tissues deeper. So that's it. Enjoy using your Melaleuca and always have a couple of bottles on hand. It's one of those that you need in your emergency preparedness oil kit at all times. Have a great day. Bye.